Welcome back! Alright, so I'm gonna turn down the radio because, you know, we don't want this to get fucking sued or whatever, DMCA. Okay, welcome back. So I just uploaded a couple of my last videos, just a quick catch up on what we did. So we finished the white sedan. Mason was working on his turbo project, ran into a bunch of fucking issues. He pulled the turbo off and was having fuel issues. So I don't know how, but he replaced the fuel rail with a different one and it's fixed. So he came over, I put a stock base map on it with stock injectors so he can run it NA for right now, put the turbo kit back on it later. I've never seen a fuel rail restrict fuel before, so I don't know what was going on with it. I'm sure you can tell by the background. This beautiful, well, anybody who's been in Hondas for a long time knows that this is the prime example of what a 2000s era Civic is. Fast and the Furious days. Not my cup of tea. I don't like it, but you almost have to be humbled a little bit because this is what the scene was, and this is what you were trying to do back in the day. I mean, obviously it's a little dated and it's, you know, not in as good a condition as it was when it was first done, but this is still something that people aspired to do. So it's kind of cool to work on it. What is it? I don't know. It is 88 to 91 CRX. I don't know the year. No sunroof. So probably DX. It's dual point, so it has to be DX. HX could also be that, but it doesn't have 4 injectors. So right there. Okay, as you can tell, it's been sitting for a little bit. No idea what's going on with the car. This is, I guess we'll just call it a customer. His name is Rob. I used to work with him a long time ago. And he told me he got this car. So there's something going on with the motor. I'm not sure what happened there. You know, maybe there's a hole in the block or something. I have no idea why it doesn't run. But we are going to take the D15 that I got from my buddy U right here. And we're going to swap the intake manifold. It's basically going to be the exact same motor. It's just, you know, a newer D15, but it's the same motor. We're going to swap everything over to that one, and we should be good to go. Let's see. So basically, I'm going to take the harness off of the chassis, fuel. I noticed that his speedometer cable probably never worked. It's been sitting here flopping around. So maybe if I can, seeing how far it's pulled out, it probably pulled out of the dash, and I'm not going to rip apart the dash to fix that. Excuse me. So anyway, we are going to rip the swap out, swap the intake manifold over, the alternator. The distributor should be the same, hopefully. If not, we'll use that one. He bought a jumper harness, so he got a new intake gasket for it, all that bullshit. We're going to rip this all apart, get it out, swap the tranny and the clutch and all that as well, and then put it back in. I think that's all we got to do. I think everything else should be good. He did say it ran and drove before, so I'd imagine, you know, hopefully the electricals are good, you know, like no rats got into it or ate the starter wire signal and all that, and et cetera, et cetera. I got to get back into the car because I dropped that fucking thing. It's got shaved door handles and the fucking, I don't know where the fob is and the buttons like on the dash, and like, so I got to fucking, I had a clothes hanger I was able to catch the door latch opener with, but I fucking shut the door without it. Well, my buddy did, Darren. Anyways, so I gotta get the door back open, but we're gonna jack it up. I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse. I fucking love time lapses, and you know I do. Makes it easy. I like that sped up version. That way it's not so boring. Otherwise I could have hours and hours of videos, but that's just, you know, that's boring. So I'm gonna throw you guys on a time lapse. We're gonna get this ripped out tonight, and if everything goes my way, that should be in there by the end of the night. That's the goal, and I don't know why we couldn't do that. I'm here solo dolo tonight. Dilly's not here. Darren, he's fucking working his ass off now. He got a good job doing docks, so he's always working in the early morning till later in the afternoon. Mason took off. He's working on his car. Nathaniel might stop over tonight. We'll see what happens. He's having some issues with that black EK with that B20. So anyways, again, said it a million times, time lapse. All right. I got you guys on the tripod here. So you can see my bald head. Nathaniel stopped over. We're gonna look at his car because the B20 is having a couple issues. So I'm gonna do that off camera. As you just saw, time lapse the video, got the motor out. It's been like 45 minutes, maybe an hour. So this thing is greasy as fuck. I hate greasy ass cars. Can't stand it. But anyway, I gotta swap the manifold, distributor, tranny, harness, engine mount, alternator, header. I gotta swap all that over to this motor, and I gotta break this motor down and pull everything off of it and swap it over. Because this is a dual point fuel injected motor, so it only has 2 injectors, so it's OBD-O. The distributor should swap right over. If it doesn't, we'll use the OBD-O to OBD1 jumper he got. So I'll probably put you guys on a time lapse for that as well. So I gotta fucking rip both these motors all apart, swap all the parts over to the other one so it's compatible with this car. Besides that, I got super fucking lucky. Both ball joints came right out of the lower control arm. Normally you fucking sit there and fight those because they get stuck. So that was a nice little treat we got with the car. Like I said, the speedo cable right there, that must have pulled out of the dash because of why it's so long. So he must have never had the speedometer, and that's still not gonna work because I got too fat of hands to get underneath the dash and shit like that. So, well, you can pull the cluster out, but whatever. I'll let him deal with that. My job is to get the motor swapped. Oh, and I gotta do the intake manifold, which is gonna be the biggest fucking job because they're annoying as fuck. But basically the same exact motor, you know, D15. I think this is stock motor's a B2. I don't know, it's all spray painted and shit, I can't see it, but it's probably a B2. And then that one's a B7 out of the OBD1 Civics in the United States, or a B8, which is the Canadian version, I think. I might be wrong. B7 or B8 though. So I'll get you guys back in a time lapse, but for right now, I'm gonna go help Nathaniel. We're gonna look at his car, see if we can dick around with it, make it run a little bit better. So yeah, I'll get you guys back on a time lapse. Like I said, we love those. And I'm gonna swap all this bullshit over to the other motor, and then we'll slap it back in the fucking car and be done. All right. It's because you disconnected the battery. So. It's because, yeah. No, it still is the same, only the fucking O2 code. Anyways, welcome the fuck back. So Nathaniel's pulling the throttle body off the D15 that's going in the CRX because he can't use it anyway. His B20, we put a new Dizzy on it, and it still has the same issue. Once it's warm, it runs like crap. So we're gonna replace the TPS and the map sensor just to be safe. Why don't you get a socket and do it the right way instead of a wrench? God, this fucking kid. Anyway, so I'm gonna throw you guys on another time lapse. I'm gonna break this motor down and get this fucking beautiful thing swapped over to the other D15. So I'm gonna do that.
Time from side to side, without you by my side, my side, my side, without you by my side. One time from side to side. Peekaboo, I see you, peekaboo, I see you, looking at me, looking at you. Hold up, where you going? What you doing? Who you seeing? What you need? What you want? I said, without you by my side, my side, my side. Without you by my side. One time from side to side. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. Without you by my side, I can't go outside. One time from side to side.
All right. Fuck. I told you I hate fucking greasy cars, and this thing is nothing but goddamn motherfucking grease. Anyway, so Mason came over, Nathaniel came over to work on his car and then complain about it, but that's okay. We love him. Mason came over to give me a hand. We got, as you saw in the time lapse, we got everything fucking swapped over. We got really lucky with the intake manifold gasket. Somebody must have put a different one in it at one point, and it came all off in one piece, so I didn't have to sit there and scrape and shit. I don't know if you've ever changed an OEM one, but they fucking suck balls. So, got lucky. The distributor is, in fact, the same bolt pattern between all the D15s, so we don't have to run the jumper, so that should work perfect. Dual point fuel-injected intake on, cable tranny, mount, starter, all that bullshit, all the OBDO sensors, OBDO alternator, crank pulley, mount. I checked the timing belt. Timing belt looked good. It had no cracks in it, so there's no reason to tell me that I should change it for him before we put it in. It looked good. What else? Tighten the spark plugs in it, got the wires on. So I didn't want to do a time lapse for this. I'm going to go ahead and just make this a normal video. We're going to go ahead and bolt the swap in. At least attempt to. All right. Got a giant fucking mess I got to clean up on my next day off. Detail the shop. Throw a bunch of shit away. rearrange. All right, you want to go ahead and jack her up? Come over Monday and fucking beat on this place. You're good. Try to get the swap done for Rob and just get it out of here. You'll have to do the oil change and tranny fluid because I didn't get any with it. But that's something he can take care of easily. I at least want to get the car done so he can fire it tonight. We'll be able to hear it run. Well, we should be able to. I'll do the mounts and then plug the harness and fuel in and we'll fire it over to make sure it runs. I think it needs a little fluid in there. Yeah, that's pretty close. We can get close and see. Oh, no, can't crack the cracks on the bumper. Go ahead and go up more.
Crack the cracks.
That's it. Okay, go ahead and start letting it down real slow. Actually, header. We gotta put the header on now. That's right. There. Hopefully it didn't stop all the way. It kind of quit recording on us. Okay, just need to get this. There we go. That's fine. Okay, just stare everything. Go ahead and let it down a little bit.
Your fingers in there.
Oh, they're right in the way. Okay, hold on there. That over there. Okay, go ahead and lower down a little bit more. Okay, hold on to that. Jesus. Everything's just fucking stuck. There we go. Okay. Find that front mount, the back mount, fucking your mom mount.
What are you doing?
All right, go down just a little bit more. Okay, up too much, go back up. Right there. Okay, you gotta, here, let me, go ahead and let her down a little bit. Keep going, keep going, keep going. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, hold on. I need a pry bar. God, I'm fucking covered in grease. I hate this shit. There we go. Go ahead and, where's that 17 at? I had you grab. Yeah. All right, so me and Mason tidied up some more stuff, harness, fuel, headers, the rest of the plugs and shit. Got everything squared away. Battery fuse was blown, so I stole the one from the headlights. It's 30 amp under what it needs to be in there, so it might just pop when we try to start it. But it's a special one that's like extra long and I don't have any, so we're just gonna, I wanna test fire the motor to make sure it runs. Otherwise he'll just have to go get some fuses. He has to anyway, but. So we have not tried to crank it yet. Haven't tried to fire it, but we checked the fuel. It doesn't have any fuel leaks. That looks good. I double checked to make sure it has oil in it. He still has to do an oil change, but it is in. There's oil in it. So I guess go ahead and see if it just fucking pops the fuse or if it actually starts. I think there's a vacuum leak. I wonder where. Oh, it's got one of those fucking oh, well, maybe the throttle cable's too tight. Oh, okay, I see what happened. Nope. It's none of those. It still has one of those really weird fucking Teflon spacers on the throttle. It fired right up. I mean, the gas is probably like old as fuck maybe, but hopefully this is the problem. It might not be, but it's got those really cheap fucking throttle body Teflon-y fucking gaskets that suck ass. I hate them. So it could be leaking there. It shouldn't be leaking from the manifold because we just put it in. Okay, hopefully this is the problem though. We'll see. I just overlooked a little piece. All right, go ahead and try it again. Yep, that's better. So we'll check for air leaks and how it kills it. That's how you know you don't have a vacuum leak. Go ahead and start it again. So we know that it doesn't have a vacuum leak. Definitely has some fucking old gas. I can smell it and smoky and shit. Anyways, I'm gonna put you guys on another time lapse. Basically all I got left is axle, shift linkage, radiator, and connect the headers to the exhaust. Car's done. I'm not gonna put you guys on another time lapse for that. I'm just gonna finish it up. This will probably be the end of the video. I'll get a hold of Robert, let him know that his car is pretty much done. He needs to do the tranny fluid, radiator fluid, and do an oil change because he wasn't able to get to the parts store in time to get me those, and I didn't have time to go get them either. But we know that the car runs good, sounds healthy. I don't hear any knocking. There's no ticking in the valves, so I don't think the valve adjustment is bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this project up. The only thing I had is I put the throttle body around this little piece, so I was holding it open. That's why it idled high. But got that taken care of, obviously, you just saw. And it runs. Runs on all 4 cylinders, sounds really good. So thanks for you guys watching MN Built. We really appreciate it. Have a good one.